Wouldn't it be nice if you could sit down for an hour, do some, let's say, mathematics, learn, feel like you've learned a lot, remember what you've learned, and then have a great rest of the day? That's the way it should be. That's how learning should be. It should be focused and timed and efficient. And in this video, I'm going to give you some learning hacks that you can follow that will help make your study sessions way more efficient. So you can be that person that sits down for an hour a day and learns. Maybe you're trying to learn something for a new job, or maybe you're taking a class and you just want to get a better grade. Whatever it is, the tips I'm going to give you in this video are going to help you. I am the Math Sorcerer, and this is my YouTube channel. If you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing below. Get organized. You need to get organized, because if you're not organized, you're not going to be able to execute your plan. So by getting organized, I mean, you want to know when you're going to study. You want to know where you're going to study, and you want to know what you're going to study. By having a game plan and getting organized, it's gonna make a difference. One simple strategy is to take a course. So if you're trying to learn new skills for a job, you can simply sign up for a course that teaches you those skills. If you're taking a class and you want to get a better grade, you can sign up for a course that teaches you those skills. I actually have courses on my website, freemathvids.com. Check it out. If you buy my courses, please use the links from my website. Another really simple way to get organized is to do it without a course. Just find a quiet location, pick a time, and then just do it. Try to restrict your learning sessions to 30 minutes to an hour when you're just getting started. The trick is to do it every day. So by getting organized, you're essentially creating a game plan, maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day, where you focus on whatever it is you're trying to learn. It might be math, it might be physics, it might be programming, it might be another language. Find your learning style. Now, this is one that is a little bit different. People learn differently. This is something I've noticed from years of teaching. There are people that learn great by just watching and not taking notes. There are people that learn better by taking notes. There are people that learn better from videos, and there's people that learn better from, one-on-one conversations with someone else. Find what works for you. Maybe you like reading books, or maybe you don't like reading books. Personally, I think books are the best route, but that's for me. That might not be the best route for you. I think books do give a deeper understanding than videos or courses, so they are superior in my mind. However, in order to read a math book, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of discipline. And in order to read a math book on something you're trying to learn, it's usually pretty hard, right? Math books aren't the easiest books to read, but they contain those details. And so you get more detail, more precision, and there's something about reading that really makes it stick. Whenever you read something from a book, it just sticks better, I think, than videos or other modes of learning. In any case, though, you want to find out what works best for you. Taking breaks is huge. This is one that's big if you have to do a lot of studying. I always recommend to start with small sessions when you're just getting started. 30 minutes to an hour a day. Don't overdo it because you don't want to burn out. You want to stay consistent. But sometimes it's crunch time, You might have a test in 2 weeks or a week, or maybe even worse, tomorrow, and you have to study and you have to learn. So on days like that, sometimes you need several hours of study. This 30 minutes to 1 hour a day is just not going to cut it. This is where taking breaks comes into play. Maybe study for an hour, take a break, go for a walk, do something else, come back, study for 2 hours, etc. You want to pace yourself and try to be aware of how you're feeling mentally. If you're sitting there and you've been studying for maybe an hour or an hour and a half, and you just feel like you can't focus anymore, then maybe it's time for a break. Even if you're doing math every single day for only 30 minutes to an hour a day, you're still gonna need a break, because when you do something every day, it takes its toll on you. Try to think of it like this. If you were to go to the gym every day and do curls and work on your biceps would probably not grow. When I first started working out, I would lift weights every single day. I would bench every day. And I didn't know that your muscles needed to rest in order to grow. Once I started to take a break, I'd take a day off and then work out. Then I realized, hey, I'm getting a little bit stronger. I can lift just a little bit more than the bar now. The same thing happens when learning anything new, right? You want to take breaks because you can overdo it. Your mind needs to rest in order to learn more effectively. Practice and apply. So you want to practice and apply what you learn. So for mathematics, the art of doing mathematics, that is practicing mathematics, right? When you're solving problems, you are practicing. But different fields are different. You might be learning something else and you might feel like you're not practicing. As a really good example, let's say you're trying to learn to program. If you're reading a book on programming, that's how I learned from a book, you want to make sure you actually type in the code and you actually compile it to get a program. You want to actually produce a program. So you actually want to program. That is the idea of practicing and applying. And it's really easy to fall into the trap of reading and then thinking you're learning. It's not until you actually do that you can verify that you've actually learned. Just like in mathematics, if you just read math books and you don't write anything down, you're not going to learn as much. The same applies to other fields. Make sure you try to practice what you learn and apply it so that it sticks. Stay curious. Staying curious is probably one of the biggest things you can do to make you better at learning. Some of the most successful people in the world who do research level mathematics are extremely curious. There was this legendary mathematician. He passed away a long time ago. His name was Paul Halmos, and that was his thing. He was just curious. He had an insatiable curiosity towards mathematics. And most people who do math really do like math. They're curious, and that curiosity is what takes them to the next level. So when you're trying to learn something new, stay curious. Ask yourself why you're learning it. If you're genuinely interested in the subject, then you're just naturally going to stay curious. But maybe you're trying to learn it because you're forced to take a class at a college and you have to take a test and you want to get a good grade. In that case, that's good motivation, right? You got to get a good grade, so that's reason to learn it. Whatever it takes, try to remember to stay curious. It really makes a difference. So those are 5 learning hacks that you can apply to learn anything, and they're going to make a big difference. Remember, getting organized is all about having a game plan. You want to know when you're going to study. You want to know how much you're going to study and for how long you're going to study. All of that is critical. Once you have that, it's just about doing it. You want to make sure that you don't overdo it. You want to take breaks when you feel like you just can't focus anymore. You want to find your learning style. Different people learn differently. Some people learn so much better from courses. They need that structure. Some people work better just on their own, an hour a day with their book and a pencil and a piece of paper, and it's go time. Always practice and apply what you learn. In the case of mathematics, this is pretty easy because by actually solving math problems, you are practicing and applying that mathematics. And lastly, remember to stay curious. That curiosity is what drives new ideas and new things in the world. Stay curious. Do you have any advice for people watching this video? People read the comments, and so when you leave a comment, if it's a good one and it's constructive, it helps other people. So if you have any other tips for people, please leave a comment below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully now you can get better at whatever it is you're trying to learn. Good luck and take care.